Wait, there was a Pokemon Ranger anime? Pokemon Ranger is one of the most beloved spin-off series of the Pokemon franchise, existing in soft canon with the mainline series, receiving 3 great video games, and being acknowledged in the anime as well. And I have never played any of these games or watched any of these episodes. Yes, that is true. I've never experienced anything of Pokemon Ranger, so in this month of May, I will try my darndest to become a Pokemon Ranger fan. What better way to start than with a simple episode that introduced the concept of Pokemon Rangers to the world of the anime, serving as a not-so-subtle advertisement for the accompanying game. Grab your capture styler and get ready because this is the beginning of Pokemon Ranger Month. During the Battle Frontier arc of the advanced anime series, we get the episode The Green Guardian. In the cold open of this episode, we see Celebi assisting some wild Pokemon as it halts a forest fire. But Celebi gets injured and time travels for safety, and so the conflict is effectively set up. Save the Onion Baby once again. The next morning, Ash, Brock, May, and Max take a detour through the forest on their way to their next destination, but Pikachu gets separated from them and runs deeper into the forest. Here is where we meet Solana, the very first Pokemon Ranger seen in the anime, and the only one for the time being. From what I know, this is one of the protagonists from the very first Pokemon Ranger game. It's interesting to see that the trend of the female player character being brought into the anime first extended from the main series games to the spin-offs. But our introduction to the concept of Pokemon Rangers is shown off throughout this episode. The stupid know-it-all Max being the one to acknowledge Solana as a ranger. Seeing her hang out with the main cast is actually pretty funny because she's taller than all 4 of them. She's older too, but having the protagonist from a game like Ranger stand next to Ash just really puts things into perspective. And so she agrees to help them find Pikachu as she makes a call to her superiors and introduces her partner Pokemon, Plusle, which she also has in the video game. Now the exposition dump for what exactly is going on, as the main route is blocked by thick vines created by Celebi. I believe this is the first time we see Celebi doing something like this, but it's believable enough. From the movie Pokemon Forever, we see that Celebi can at the very least create a giant monster made out of plants when it's controlled by a Dark Ball, so I think a few vines as a means of protection isn't too far of a stretch. Meanwhile, Pikachu finds the poor Onion Baby and feeds it some Pecha berries? I don't think it's poison, but if that works then sure. While the main cast is with Solana, they navigate their way through the forest, taking time to explain the capture styler as a way to temporarily catch wild Pokemon to help. This is of course something from the video games and works out well when utilized in the anime for situations like this. We even see Solana use it twice throughout the episode, once on a group of Linoon to help cut the vines, and again on Diglett and Dugtrio to burrow and find Celebi. There's even a cool piece of animation that goes on just a little too long and is reused for each sequence in classic Pokemon fashion. But aside from the climax of the episode, it feels like this is really the only Ranger-like thing that Solana does. It is really cool though, because this is another aspect of the Pokemon world that we get to explore. Despite this being a mission to rescue a mythical Pokemon, it's a relatively small-scale episode and seems pretty routine for Solana. But as I've mentioned during other episode reviews, one of my favorite parts of the anime is getting to see different trainers and how they live alongside Pokemon. So this is more of that just with Pokemon Rangers, which would become even more developed in the future of the franchise. But now everyone reunites with Pikachu and stays with Celebi through the night as it recovers. A good night's sleep is just what the doctor ordered, and in the morning, Onion Baby is feeling fit as a fiddle and clears away the vines, only for Team Rocket to show up in one of the robots and kidnap Celebi. And here is where I was honestly really surprised, because while everyone else can only yell at them to come back, Solana doesn't even waste a second at taking off on foot and leaping through the trees to catch up to them. Like, geez, she's got the moves. It absolutely makes sense that a Pokemon Ranger would need to be physically capable, but like I just wasn't expecting this. It's amazing. Plusle electrocutes the machine while she frees Celebi from the claw, and that's the end of that. Team Rocket sticks around after their robot is destroyed while Ash and Brock decide to battle them. I guess they just needed something to do this episode because like May doesn't even do anything throughout the whole episode. But I think I would have preferred if Solana had also battled them instead. Sure, she would have basically done everything, but shouldn't that be the point of introducing a Pokemon Ranger like this? And isn't that her job? It's just that basically every other episode ends with Ash and his friends battling against Team Rocket, so it feels like she gets sidelined at this point on. There isn't really a proper goodbye either. Celebi stops another forest fire caused by Team Rocket's robot, and there's a moment to take in the wonders of the Onion Baby's heal bell, but after it yeets out with time travel, it just crossfades into the main characters moving on their way. Of course, as a fan watching this years later, I know that she appears in later episodes and there's a whole video game as well, but in the context of this episode as a standalone, it just feels weird, because the last we see of her is her calling base to tell them that mission's complete. And sure, that does bring an end to what she's done, but she doesn't say goodbye to the new friends that she just made. But that's the end of the episode. Just a quick little introduction to Pokemon Rangers and Solana as a character. I think she's pretty cool, but at this point in the Pokemon anime, I feel like we've seen similar characters before. Someone who cares about Pokemon and is very capable in their job to do so. So while I did like Solana, especially her design, oh gosh, that's amazing, her character just didn't feel amazing. What she brought that was new was more so the idea and role of the Pokemon Rangers in their universe. I do feel like this was a pretty cool way to bring them into the anime though. Celebi is a mythical Pokemon, so there's already some form of spectacle. And narratively, if Pokemon Rangers exist, it just makes sense for the main cast to run into them randomly while on their journey. But of course, having the knowledge that there's even more later down the road, I'll say that I'm excited to see how it all pans out. For now, this was just a nice Saturday morning episode to start off my Pokemon Ranger journey. But anyway, hey, this is GatorX, and I want to thank you all for watching and supporting, especially channel members like Justin R. If you want to become a channel member as well, you can get your name shouted out here at the end screen and get some access to some cool special emotes in the comments and live streams. This one is one of my favorites. Anyway, you can follow me on Twitter as well, but this has been GatorX, and I'll catch you all later.
Now you can capture Pokémon in a whole new way, then use their powers to complete exciting missions in Pokémon Ranger. Only for Nintendo DS. Rated everyone.
I know this place is off limits, but don't let your love be as well.